Welcome to the Skirted Professional Podcast, a place where women of all different walks of life come together to share their journeys and wisdom they've learned along the way. We're so excited that you're part of this community. We hope you always leave this space feeling encouraged, inspired, and a little less alone. The Skirted Professional is brought to you by C Saucy, a medical apparel company that specializes in modern scrub skirt sets for the working woman. Their goal is to give every woman the option to wear a skirt in their workplace without compromising the comfort, style, or functionality of their scrubs. You can check them out at csaucy.com. That's CSAUCY.com. All right, without further ado, let's get to today's episode. I'm thrilled to introduce you to today's guest. She is the owner of a natural skincare company called Ashton. She's a lover of all things matcha, plants, healthy, organic, and natural. Let me introduce you to my friend, Ashton Sargent. Ashton, welcome to the Skirted Professional Podcast.
Hi, thanks for having me. I'm so excited.
Yeah, we follow you on Instagram and use your skincare products. And so we thought it was time to actually hear the story behind the founder and the owner and get all the juicy details. So Ashton, why don't you begin by giving our listeners some insight into your background, your upbringing, and ultimately what led you to start your company?
Okay, cool. So my name is Ashton Chanel Sargent, soon to be Ashton Chanel Qual. And I don't know when this episode releases, but I will be eventually. I was born and raised in San Diego, California. I stayed there until I was 18. And then I moved to Indiana for IBC. I spent 4 years there. And then my senior year of Bible college, my parents relocated from San Diego to St. Louis, Missouri, where I'm currently residing until I get married. Growing up in San Diego was the best childhood. Like the best version of everything was in one little tiny town in California called Escondido, about 20 minutes from the beach, 30 minutes from downtown San Diego. Super hippie vibe. Acai bowls were plentiful and cheap. Avocado toast was the food of choice. It was just how you lived life. You went to work and you got your smoothie bowl and then you went to the beach. So I definitely feel blessed to have been able to spend so many years there. I got to go back and forth between IBC and there during breaks. And it definitely has been something I will always remember. And I'm very thankful for that. But yeah.
Yeah, San Diego sounds amazing. I actually had the opportunity to visit there this summer. It was my husband and I's first time, and we fell in love with it. The weather, oh my goodness. Like I told my husband, nothing's off limits here. You don't wake up and say, I want to go to the zoo, but it's going to be 90 degrees. It's too hot. The weather is perfect and allows for all activities all day long. And it was just a really enjoyable trip.
Like now I'm crying. Yes, it's perfect. It is perfect. And Lord willing, I'll make it back one day. But if not, again, I had the best childhood and that's all I can ask for.
Yes, that's awesome.
That's my attitude right now.
You mentioned that you are about to change your last name. So tell us about that season of life right now. I'm assuming you're wedding planning and all the fun stuff.
Yes. So I met my fiance. His name is Hunter Qual. He's from Minnesota. I met him at IBC. He's a grade younger than me, or was when we were both in Bible college. So I've been out of school for a year now, and he's been out just a few months. But we started dating my junior year through the pandemic, and back for my senior year and his senior year. So almost 3 years by the time we get married. We get married on September 2nd. So as of right now, when we're recording, it's 15 days away. So I'm in full stress mode, but they're coming together. My room is in boxes. My Ashton Stone warehouse is in boxes. And it's just finishing up all those loose ends and making sure everything's ready. But we will be moving to Crown Point, Indiana, or Maryville, Indiana, where he is actually there right now. We're going to become the youth pastors of the Pentecostals of South Lake. Awesome. Really excited about it. It's a totally new and different chapter for both of us. But we definitely feel peace about it. It's where God has us. And I just am ready to be married. I'm just excited.
Marriage is definitely a fun adventure for sure. I love
I'm
being married
excited.
to the right person. That's always
Yeah,
key.
yeah,
To the right
there's that.
person. So you came from San Diego. You went to Indiana for Bible college.
Yeah.
Then you moved to St. Louis with your family, which is how I met you. We actually go to the same church right
Yes.
now. We've had Ashton for, has it been a year yet that
A
you've been
year.
here?
This month has been a
It
year.
has been a year. Okay. We've had her family here for about a year now, and I knew she was going to get married and move off and leave us, but it's been such an enjoyable time getting to know you and support your brand and get to know you on a
Cried
more
now.
intimate level. But you are leaving and you have some great things ahead of you, which I'm so excited for. But all of these different locations that you've lived in, how have you managed a business, going to school, going to college, all of the above, planning a wedding? What does that look like for you?
That's a great question. I think I kind of have to figure it out at each stage.
Yeah.
We'll get more into how I started the company a little bit later, but I started the company my junior year of college before the pandemic in my IBC dorm room, and then had
Wow.
to move it to California for the
Oh,
pandemic, and then I had to move it back, and then I was homeless for like 3 months living out of my car. Not really homeless, I'm just couch surfing pretty much. Between the
yeah.
transition from IBC to St. Louis, I didn't have a place to be for about 3 months. So Ashton Stone lived at friends' houses and my
Wow.
car, just crazy things. So I've just learned to be. I'm not a easy go with the flow person. Like I'm really more uptight when it comes to like things like this. I get really stressed and I'm like, it has to be perfect. But over the past 3 years, I have learned that I literally cannot control most things. And I just have to be very go with the flow. So transition has just been the theme of my life almost the past 5 years.
Yeah.
So I've just kind of been like, here we are, and God's going to take care of it. And it's if it's going to all fit in my car, and I have to live out of Tupperware, I do, and it's going to work out, and it has. So,
Yeah.
uh, just working on managing stress and learning that like I cannot do everything, and I'm not in control, and that's okay. Has been a huge journey for me. I'm still on the journey. I'm still on the journey.
I think we're all on that journey. It's an
Yeah,
everyday learning experience, a learning process. But how cool is it that the behind the scenes of your company, no one would know that it's
yeah,
moving locations. You've got skincare products just coming out the windows of your car because you're
literally.
moving everywhere. So now that we're talking about Ashen Stone, why don't you give us the background on why you started it, what was your personal journey, and then we're really looking forward to you educating us about the importance of what products we use, what to look for in our products. I'm going to let you take it away and kind of give us the whole story.
Okay, cool. Steer me back on track if I get off track,
Okay.
but I'll start from the beginning. So I had your typical teenage acne, hormones change, you're young, you're a teenager, pimples, whatever, yada, yada. And I was your cleaning clear Neutrogena, burn it off, moisturize it off with salicylic acid, which doesn't make any sense, type of girl. And I was that way until I moved to IBC. And when I moved from San Diego to the Midwest, my skin, my body, everything just freaked out. And I think that was a combination of, yes, the weather, but also the stress. I was a late bloomer, so hormones changing, all of those things happening made my skin literally lose all control, like nuts, 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 nuts. I started to get cystic acne lining my cheeks, which I still struggle with from time to time. If you're watching the video, I'm moving my face around. Um, so I moved to IBC and I started struggling with like horrible cystic acne. My skin was drying out and then getting really oily in different areas, and I couldn't figure it out. So I knew I was tired of doing what I was doing. I was tired of using products that I didn't really understand. I couldn't understand the ingredient labels. I didn't feel like they were doing anything. And I tried some natural products before. Again, I grew up in hippie land, so I've tried like the black African soap. I've tried straight witch hazel, and I just was really desperate for an answer. So in my dorm room, in my freshman year of college, I began to research, and I really got into this idea of okay, natural skincare seems to be the next move, the next trend per se. This was 5 years ago, so natural skincare was on the market, but a bottle of plant-based oil was anywhere from $50 to $200. There was literally no affordable stuff unless you went to TJ Maxx, which is all
Yeah.
fake, and we'll talk about that later. But my options felt very like, okay, I make $100 a week, maybe. I spend most of that on food or gas because I'm a college student. I cannot afford to buy a $50 bottle of facial oil
Right.
once a month. Like that's just not attainable. So I started doing research. I literally drove to Fresh Time, which is just a local health food store in Indianapolis, and I bought a little tub of shea butter and a little bottle of jojoba oil. Now I would never recommend doing that because I've also learned a lot more about that. But it kind of started me on this process, and I literally boiled some hot water with my electric kettle, put a bowl inside, and started mixing it up until I made this like cream paste thing. I also
Wow.
use something called Tanum oil, which is a green, slimy, very smelly oil. I mixed all three of those things together, and I'm not even joking. It looked like slime. It looked like green gunk, but that stuff literally worked so well. I started using it on my skin at night, just kind of breaking myself into it. Um, and I started perfecting the recipe, trying not to get it so slimy or so green. And over the course of my freshman year into my sophomore year, after a ton of research, a ton of trial and error, I'd come up with three products, which I sell today: the moisturizer, the OG facial oil, and the lavender and frankincense toner. I
Wow.
used those products for 3 years, my freshman, sophomore, and my junior year before I launched in the middle of my junior year. And I only launched my company because I had started making products for other people.
Hmm.
And it was costing me more money to make products for people than I literally was spending like $300 just to make stuff for people because it was fun and it was working for
Right.
my skin and people wanted it. So people were like, you should just sell this. And I was like, okay, we'll try. So I launched an Etsy in September 10th of 2019, and we are coming up on our 3-year anniversary. So it's been
Awesome.
a little wild journey, but we're here.
That is so exciting. So while you were using it on your face, I'm sure you had other Bible college students around you wanting to try it out, wanting to
Oh
test it
yeah.
out.
I
So
was
they were
literally
kind
slathering it on everyone.
of
My roommates and my friends were so sick of me because I had come up with a new recipe every other week because I was just trying to perfect it. And I was reading more and researching more, and um I literally was you couldn't get away from me. It had to be lathered on you.
yeah. Oh my goodness, that's what a cool story birthed out of just your need for it.
Yeah.
And then you dove in and you said, I'm going to research this out. I'm going to figure it out for myself. That is really inspiring. Very
Oh, thanks.
inspiring.
It's been a
Yeah.
fun
So,
journey.
I bet. I bet it's a lot of research. And I think that's how most
Yes.
companies start. It's
Yeah.
hours and hours of behind the scenes research, just educating yourself before you can ever claim to know,
Yeah.
what
Absolutely.
should be in natural skincare products.
Yes.
Yeah. So you seem very passionate about the ingredients in your products. And if anyone is listening that follows Ashton Stone, it's all very clean ingredients, and you'll even post videos of you making the products, which is really cool to see, because you can just tell exactly what's in your product. So why
Yeah.
don't you educate us a little bit about the key ingredients in your products, and then maybe on that touch on things to stay away from. And if we're
Yeah.
reading labels like in a TJ Maxx, you mentioned that it's fake. What are some no-nos in skincare?
Okay. Okay, so start from the beginning of that question. Um, First of all, natural skincare means a lot of things to a lot of different people. So first you have to figure out what your values are. Are you plant-based because of the earth? Are you plant-based because of conviction? Are you plant-based because you just are convinced it works? I can't really tell you. I'm just kind of a mix of all of them. Um, I was never like strictly, I will only use plants because God told me to, and I will only use plants because the earth needs to be great. I was never like that. I really just, the research proved to me that plant based things make sense, they work, and they're effective. And then
Yeah.
on that journey, I kind of fell in love with like, oh my goodness, like how amazing and how incredible is it that the God of the universe created something so specific to know the needs of my body? And that
Mhm.
goes into a whole nother thing. And we could do a whole other podcast about hormonal health and your body and everything like that, which is become a new passion of mine through skincare. Um, but once I really stopped and thought about it, I'm like, this is incredible. Like God created something so specific
Mhm.
that doesn't even, it looks like a flower, doesn't even look like anything. But if you take that and you refine it and you use it right and you extract it properly, it is so beneficial for the health of your skin, which is the largest organ on your body.
Yeah.
Everything you put on your skin seeps into your body and into your bloodstream. That's why it's important what you put on your skin. So high quality oils mean they are not from cheap labs, they are not from cheap farms, they're not from processed farms. They're completely clean, meaning they're either expeller pressed or cold pressed. And you can kind of look into that as you're shopping for skincare. Most brands will tell you they are cold pressed or expeller pressed or organic. If they don't tell you anything of the sort, they're probably not necessarily trying to hide something, but you might just have to dig deeper on their website. Ashton doesn't necessarily say on the labels that everything is expeller pressed or cold pressed. Um, but we have a lot of information on our website about how our sourcing comes from and where you can get certain things. So everything we use personally is either organic, cold pressed, or expeller pressed. Not everything is organic because of price, sustainability, and accessibility. Honestly, I can buy a bottle of organic avocado oil for $200, where a bottle of another different organic oil is like $600. So to
Mhm.
keep things affordable and accessible, I will choose to do expeller or cold press, which is still super
Mhm.
high quality, not necessarily organic. Just depends on what your need. Some people are organic solely, and more
Yeah.
power to you. If I had the money, I probably would be. But
Sure.
to keep it accessible, to keep it college friendly, school budget friendly, um, I try to be well rounded and keep it a balance of everything. So, all that to say, it matters what you put on your skin. Look for the highest quality ingredients, things that don't have a lot of fillers in them. A good rule of thumb is if you pick up a bottle and you look and you read the back of the ingredients list, a lot of skincare experts say there shouldn't be more than 15 to 20 ingredients on that list. Some go as far as to say there shouldn't be more than five. Again, you have to find your value and see how much it matters to you. I am less about the quantity of ingredients and more about the quality of the ingredients. If I
Yeah.
cannot understand what is on the bottle, it's probably not good for you. If it has a ton of things like gums and I wish I had a product with me that had all that stuff, but I don't even have anything like that anymore to read these types of products. Um, but it has a lot of things that are like something gum and extra just
Yeah.
crazy words that you can't
Yeah.
say and that make no sense and sound like they were made in a lab. They probably were. If they sound like scientific ancient names, that means they are the scientific name of the plant, which is a good thing. And that's a proper way to label your ingredients. You can call something a hobo oil or you can call it its scientific name. Both are correct. So it's diet, and they'll put in parentheses like scientific name and then a hobo oil. They won't leave you hanging to figure out what it is. So I would just look out for the ones that don't have the parentheses and are like, what's going on here? Gums, fillers, anything with fragrance is literally garbage.
Okay.
Don't put it on your skin. Fragrance is the FDA's way of saying you don't have to list what's in here.
Hmm.
So a company can put fragrance on the bottom of a candle, a skincare product, a deodorant, a shampoo, and it could include up to 200 to 300 ingredients that don't have to be listed and are in
Wow.
small quantities but are probably filled with high toxins, endocrine disruptors, things that will cause breakouts, things that will cause hormonal disruptions, all of that stuff.
Hmm.
So it literally, you just have to read the back of the bottles, make sure you're focused on what's in it rather than how much of something is in it. Does that
Yeah.
make sense? Yeah.
Wow. Well, and it sounds like, like you said, we could go into a whole other discussion with hormones and food
Yeah.
and diet and exercise, all of that, because it's all about wholeness and wellness
Yes.
with our bodies. It all plays into one another. But it sounds like you've kind of figured out what works for your skin. And so, can you tell us kind of your routine, what you use?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I obviously use all Ashton products, but I use a few other ones. I trust a couple other brands. I can list those. Those are a few Cocoa Kind products. I do not recommend all of them.
Okay.
A company called Botnia. I use some of their products as well. And that is it. That is it. Everything else I use by my own company. So I start my mornings with Sunshine Oil Cleanser. If you are unfamiliar to oil cleansing, it is a traditional way of cleansing your skin with oil. So You take oil, you pump it into your clean, dry hands, and you rub it onto your dry skin. You massage it in. They say it's really good to massage in for about a minute. It helps to break down all that dirt, debris, bacteria. Make sure you're actually getting everything off your skin. So you're going to really deep massage your skin, and then you're going to take it off with a warm washcloth. This is removing all bacteria, all dirt, but it is keeping healthy oils, which is
Mhm.
good for your skin barrier. Your skin barrier is the focus of skincare. So to protect your skin barrier, I'll keep talking about that throughout this routine, but your skin barrier is the goal, to keep a healthy and protected skin barrier. So this does that by not stripping your skin. Traditional cleansers will remove everything, dirt, debris, bacteria, which is good, but they'll also remove oil that protects your skin. So oil cleansing really helps to
Hmm.
um, get dirt and debris, and that's it. Keep good oils, keeping your skin super healthy and your microbiome super healthy. So that's a good thing. The second thing I do is I put toner, the lavender frankincense toner. It is a witch hazel based toner, but it is infused with aloe and lavender and frankincense essential oil. The aloe is a humectant which helps absorb moisture. So when you put on your skin, you have that astringent type of thing from the witch hazel, which
Mhm.
helps to tone and tighten and even your skin, but it also has aloe vera gel juice in it, which helps to absorb the moisture that you're putting on next, helps with hyperpigmentation, helps with any spots and just overall nourishment of your skin, again, protecting your skin barrier. And lavender and frankincense essential oil are more targeted towards acne, spots, just different skin issues they're having. They serve a plethora of different benefits. I won't go into them because the list is super long, but
Sure.
my Instagram has lots of information about them. I will either spray that on a cotton pad and wipe my face down, or I will spray it directly onto my skin and pat it in. Either way, depends on what you want to do. I also use this product after I shave to prevent razor burn. I use
Mhm.
it all over my body as a whole body toner. Um, it has a lot of different purposes, so you can mix and match with it. I
Yeah.
wanted my products to be very multi-purpose, so I use that. I use a toner more than anything. I use it like it is water, and I spray it like it costs nothing, which
Yeah.
is probably a mistake. But I do have it in the supply in my basement, so there's that.
I can see an
Um,
Instagram post coming. Spray your toner like it costs nothing.
Woo! We love to see it. I really do go to town. It's just so great. It also works as just a refreshing spray throughout the day, prevents sunburn or helps treat sunburns, all those things. That would be the second step in your routine. If you are going to use non-ashen stone products, this would be the time to do it after your toner. I personally use a probiotic acne serum from Cocoa Kind a few days a week, as well as their ceramide serum, which is a skin barrier protectant serum. I only incorporated those into my skincare routine, I think a few months ago. Again, wedding prep, I started really stressing out and was like, acne be gone. And I have very cyclical acne, so it comes and goes with stress and hormonal changes. So I just want to stay on top of it, and the probiotic acne serum will help you do that. It just depends on your skin type. If your skin can handle that, it is a plant-based acid serum, so it's not just plant oils and plant butters, which are very safe for all skin types. It is actually an acidic derivative, so it is more of a treatment, and I would proceed with
Mhm.
caution. But I
Mhm.
have tried about everything on my skin, and my skin can handle that, and it works very well for my skin. The ceramide serum, again, is a plant derivative serum that helps bind moisture to your skin. I use it just to really absorb as much as possible. After I do those two things, then I use one of three of my products, either the Omega Facial Oil, the OG Facial Oil, or the Moisturizer Cream. Depends on what I'm feeling. I personally use all three of those things. Some people use one, both, or all. Depends on your skin type. My favorite is the Omega Facial Oil because it is for hormonal skin, which is what I have. It works for hormonal acne, it works for dry skin, sensitive skin, and aging skin. It's huge and it's high in omega 3s and fatty acids, which helps with all of those things, helps protect your skin from aging and from hormonal acne and things like that. The OG facial oil is more of your typical, I'm new to skincare, I have great skin facial oil. It's if you have normal, oily, even acne prone, that is more of the traditional sense and not necessarily adult hormonal acne, and those with combination skin. So it helps to balance the oil production of your skin with the jojoba oil. The jojoba oil is the main ingredient in that product, and that is the jojoba oil has the same scientific makeup as the oil that your skin naturally produces, which is called sebum.
Okay.
So if you struggle with very oily skin or skin that is oily in some places and dry in others, this is a great oil for you. It because it will regulate the oil production. So it will
Mm,
tell the parts that are oily, okay, we're producing enough, we have this, we're fine, and it'll tell the areas that are not producing enough, like, hey, we need to step it up, and it will regulate that completely.
wow.
That's the first product I launched with the moisturizer. Um, it's super a light, gentle, everyday moisturizer. And I do still use it, even though I use the Omega a little bit more because of my skin type. I still use that one. I used it last night actually. I kind of rotate them out so my skin is getting the most benefits from all the different plant oils because they all have different things in them. So if I want to get the most benefits out of something, I just use them all.
Wow.
And then the last one is our original product, which is the moisturizer cream, which is no longer green and slimy. It is now cream and buttery. I use it literally all the time. I don't even use it on my face as much as I use it on the rest of my body now, because I think I've become so dependent on the omega oil. But the
Yeah.
moisturizer is more of your thicker cream. It's great for winter. In the winter, I use one of the facial oils first and then the moisturizer just slather it on second. I go to bed looking like a glazed donut, but it is so refreshing. It really helps with acne scarring. I have cystic acne lining my cheeks, and a lot of the other products help to control that cystic acne, but the moisturizer, I really think that it is the main product that help heal those acne scars and prevent acne scars. I use it to curl my eyelashes. I use it to slick my
Wow.
hair back. If I'm about to wash my hair, I will coat my hair in it as like a deep conditioner. I
Cool.
use it on stretch marks, on after I've shaved, literally anything. It is like the magic sauce, but butter because it's like butter.
Yeah.
And then at the end of your skincare routine in the morning, you need to use SPF. That's the
Yeah.
only other company I use, a company called Suntegrity. They have a very trusted, lab-tested, plant-based sunscreen called it's the Suntegrity Primer 2-in-1 Daily Primer and Moisturizer. I use it at the end of my skincare routine, and I am obsessed with it. I've used it for 2 years now. I don't think you can change my mind on a sunscreen. It's my favorite thing.
Awesome. Well, I know all of our listeners are going to be taking notes like I have been because that's the information we don't know. We're not making the skincare, we're not diving into the products. So you kind of educating us on even what oil does what. I found that so useful, and I'm excited for our listeners to be exposed to your products if they've never heard of them before. But then also hear behind the research the person who was making the products and why she was making them and what they've done for her. So it's really a really cool story and testimony of it working for you and then other people wanting it and loving it as well. So thank
Yeah.
you for the education and all of that. I think that's going to be really good insight. And you're doing an amazing job with your company, all of your products. I wish you had some right now you could show us, but
I know they're
um,
scattered.
they're packed up in boxes. But just are your products offered in bundles to where our listeners could purchase, the 3 products that you said were the best ones? Could they purchase that in a bundle?
Yes. So Ashton Stone started with 3 products in 2019. We have 11 now.
Okay.
Um, and around Christmas time last year, my mother, she knows everything, and I should have listened to her a long time ago. But she was always telling me, you need to make bundles of your 3 products that are like your 3 easy skincare step routine.
Sure.
And I was like, nobody's going to buy that. They can just buy the full version. Well, she was right. And they're one of my best sellers now. I have travel bundles. So the
Awesome.
original products are 2 and 4 ounces. These ones are 1 and 2 ounce bottles. They come
Okay.
with a sunshine oil cleanser, which is 1 ounce, a lavender and frankincense toner, which is 2 ounce, and then you can choose between the omega facial oil, which is 1 ounce, or the OG facial oil, which is 1 ounce. So it's a 3-step easy skincare routine. Needs nothing else. If you want to be simple and just clean, it's the
Mhm.
perfect way to start. It's what I recommend most people starting with because it will save you a ton of money. They're
Okay.
$40 and $49 versus if you bought all 3 of the full size ones, it would be $70 to $80. So you're saving a ton of money. You get a whole skincare routine. It'll last you a month to 2 months if you
Okay.
use sparingly, a month if you use them like me and you dump things on your skin. A little goes a long way is what I tell people, but I don't necessarily tell myself that. So I'm working on that. Just because I make it in my basement doesn't
I was
mean
gonna
I
say,
have to douse my skin in it. But it's just fun. It's just fun. I have a good time.
yes. Oh,
But it's a 3-step easy skincare routine. We sell them all year long now. They're under the travel bundles on our website.
okay.
And yeah, so they're just 3-step easy.
Awesome. Yeah, well, I think this has been so informational. And if there's anything women like, and I'm not going to categorize every woman into that. I love skincare. I do. I think it's
Me
fun.
too.
To me, I can like kind of give myself facials in the mornings when I have a longer morning that I can spend more time on it. And it just sets my day off on the right foot. And I know when my skin is dry, I'm a little ornery.
It just
Like
makes your
it
day
affects,
bad.
it shouldn't affect my mood, but I think it does. We could
Yeah,
verify
I know it
that.
does.
But I'm just laying in bed, like too tired to go do my nighttime routine. And he's like, you need to get out of bed. Because you can tell your skin is dry and you're tired and you're not happy about it. So
And then you're just gonna be more upset the next morning.
exactly, you pay for it the next morning when you
You
don't put it
do.
in. And that, man, we could tie that into a lot of areas of life,
Amen.
putting, sacrificing in that moment and the benefits reaping further and further down the line. But I always thank myself every morning when I have done my skincare the previous day. So
Yes. Wake up
thank you for
glowing.
educating us on all of that. You always have beautiful skin,
Oh,
and
thanks.
we're thankful that you put the research in so that you could educate us on things that we should look for in our products, things we should stay far away from in our products, and then also talking about your products, which is really, really cool. And for all of our listeners, Ashton has gifted you with a unique coupon code, which is just for our
Woo.
listeners. So excited. And it's for 15% off. Is it the entire order?
Yes.
Okay, the entire order. So if you have a pen and paper, I'm going to tell that to you right now. It is C Saucy, which is the Skirted Professionals sponsor. So that's CSAUCY 15. And that is all caps and no spaces. And that will give you 15% off your order with Ashton Stone. So you can try out some of these amazing products we just heard about and support the lovely founder that we're interviewing today and all of her future ministerial adventures with her future husband that is going to be under her husband in 15 days, which we're so happy for you.
Amazing.
Exciting. But okay, so yes, C Saucy 15 will get you 15% off of her products. Go follow her. She always has informational videos. She's just a fun person to get to know and to follow. And Ashton, we're so thankful for the knowledge that you shared with us today.
Well, thanks for having me. It was so fun. I loved it.
Good luck with all your future endeavors.
Thanks.